YouTube, this is Roy.
This is Joey.
From ThirdDuelist, and before we get started, once again, we are not dirty people, we record in bulk. Anyways, today we're going to be discussing why we don't really like the meta and why it's bad.
I guess I'll start. My personal opinion is that the meta gets really stale really fast because there's only a few decks that can compete and everything else just gets destroyed no matter what. Like if you look at the last top, I don't know when this will go up, but at YCS or Charleston, the top, some guy went 10-0 with Volcanics, but he didn't win the thing because he was playing freaking Volcanics, and I don't think that does well against Burning Abyss, and he said he only played a couple. But anyway, that's irrelevant. Like 20, 21, 22 or something stupid was Burning Abyss. Or there's probably like 20 of them, like 8 to 10 Clifforts.
I only saw one Shaddoll on the list.
There was like one Shaddoll and a couple of Teller Knights. That's it. So we're down from 3 decks to 2. That's even worse because Shaddolls have kind of done what Teller Knights did earlier in the last format, where they're just kind of fading off into the distance. And Teller Knights, well, we get them Star Seraphs come out, but that's in April, so we got a while.
I mean, what's been said about the meta that's bad has been said numerous times. It changes. It doesn't change how it needs to, and the only thing that changes it is more and more powerful cards are released, and it doesn't help that the ban list isn't hitting anything that needs to be hit. Emptiness and Skill Drain are still running around at 3.
Well, they're behind. Like they're a format behind. Like they hit Moral Tech last time. Like that's not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
So there's no point.
Mixed with the power creep and the slow ban list, like the meta is just like you said,
ever
it's stale.
Since when was it? Like September 2013 when they banned everything. Like that was the last one where they actually did a substantial job of saying we're going to take care of everything that's a problem, and we're pretty much starting over. They banned like 20 cards, something like that. Ever since then, they've just been small little tweaks to get rid of stuff that's a problem. They rarely ever ban anything anymore. Everything just gets limited. And I read an article the other day. I forget who wrote it, but it's talking about how it's kind of like block format in Magic. And if you play Magic, go play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's better. But in Magic, they have like blocks of format, and the older packs like go out or whatever. I don't know too much about it, but it's kind of like that where the older decks are just getting power creep to death, to where you can't even play them anymore and compete. And they just, instead of hitting stuff, they hit it a little bit and then just release more powerful stuff. So combined, it'll drop stuff out of the meta slowly, and there's no substantial banning of half the deck or anything like that.
And if you're not sure exactly what this block format is that we're talking about, basically
you don't play Magic, you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead.
Basically, for instance, right now and before, you had 3 really good decks, and then one gets knocked out of favor, while the other 2 get a little more support, and they introduce a new archetype that's really, really good. That's powerful.
Which would be Necros, and
like for this, it's Necros. And then if you wait a little bit longer, I think it's Burning Abyss is going to drop out, is my guess.
Yeah, it'll be the oldest one once Necros come out.
And then you're going to have Cleese and Necros getting more support and getting more powerful.
And there'll be another
new archetype. And then this is just going to keep continuing. And so basically the oldest one is continually going to keep dropping out.
You do have to make exceptions for stuff like Star Seraphs making Teller Knights really good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And it's not a perfect system or anything. Like Star Seraph Teller Knights are going to be a thing even if we don't have Shockmaster, just because Scepter is a busted card. And you can play 6 Call to Haunted now, so you can abuse Scepter over and over and over again.
And you never know, they might limit it. It's Konami, and you already have one, which would be really sad if they do limit it, because
I don't have a Scepter.
No, you have a Shockmaster.
It's never ever coming back, but
you never know. It's Konami.
No,
He stands still.
We're gonna have Trishul back, and they're having a more powerful Trishul at 3, but
yeah.
Anyway, but just the meta, it gets really stale really quick, and it sucks that there can't be like 10 competitive decks and make the format really interesting and make you have to prepare for different matchups to where you can't decide. We're going to decide 9 back row hate for Clifforts and 6 graveyard hate for Burning Abyss and Shaddolls. I got this.
Yeah, and to kind of continue on with this, this is kind of based off a recent video from ThirdDuelist. If you guys don't know who she is, go check her out. Pretty decent content. But basically, she was explaining why she doesn't like the meta in Yu-Gi-Oh as well. And one of the things is that there's not much variation. I mean, if you play Burning Abyss, you have to play a certain set of cards.
The Burning Abyss build that wins every time.
Yeah, and then you have like 3 cards. Okay, what 3 cards am I going to play? I mean, like there's not much variation, so like every deck is going to be the same. And while that's great to side against, I mean, it does get boring after a while. I mean, if you're facing the same deck over and over and over and over for format after format,
it's like it's like when we duel each other. It's like, well, we already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we just sit here and watch because I mean we already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's I mean I've never seen this video. I've heard of her, but haven't really watched her stuff. But yeah, the meta does get stale, and that's a good point to bring up about how every deck is the same, with maybe a couple tech cards if you're feeling wild.
But let us know what your guys' opinions are on the meta and what you feel is good and bad about it. If you like the content that you just saw, you can click over here on all these other links and check out the rest of our channel.
And if you liked our stuff, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and tell us what you thought in the comments below.